Isaiah chapter 1. Read. Read.
Hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth. For the Most High hath spoken. I have
Mm.
nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me.
And they have, listen, guys, the perfect father of all times. All times. And we're the children. Our father's father's father. This is the people that he's talking about. We have rebelled against the most holiest, the most perfect father. The matter of fact, the only perfect, the perfect father of all times. And look what we did. They rebelled. So when you experience this from your children, you are experiencing what Yeshua experienced with us. I hope you guys are seeing the connection. Read.
The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doth not know, my people doth not consider.
Bro, I'm reading this stuff. I've read this before. And if you've never experienced, you just read it. It's just words. It's just words to you. But when you've actually experienced this stuff, it's like, wow, is that man? And then you realize how merciful and gracious Yah is. So even when I deal with my son who can be disrespectful and rebellious, right? Yeah, and I got to admit, meeting him in person is different than their texting. Their texting is very disrespectful. When I met him in person, it was a little bit more, respectful. That's the best I can say. It wasn't overt.
Yeah, loosely said, yeah.
Yeah, loosely said. But it was not, it was a disconnect. It was a cognitive dissonance there. But at least, I don't know. Maybe they're just more bold when they're texting and stuff. He can really communicate with his words, but he can communicate with texting. I don't know. But anyway, guys, so you're experiencing what Yah experienced. So if this can happen to Yah, trust me, it can happen to you. And I was just kind of trying to set it up, but I wanted to show you that this even happened to Yah. So just because your children rebel against it doesn't mean you was a bad father. Now, you could have been a bad father, but there's no reason why children should be disrespecting their father. I don't even care if he was a bad father. You don't just remove yourself from that prayer. Just remove yourself. That's the best you can do. And just honor him, because you don't want to say something or do something and cause the vex spirit where he puts a curse on you, because he can't, because he's your creator. He's your father. But now look how Yah keeps his prayer. So now Yah is in the same situation as I am, and all of you guys that have experiences of, you guys are in the same situation that our Heavenly Father's in. So now I want to give you guys a blueprint of how we need to hold ourselves preeminence in these situations. Go to John 15.
Let's see.
John 15, read.
I am the true vine, and my Father is the husbandman.
So listen, guys, as a man, you are the vine in that house, the house of Kabir. I am the vine. I am like Yeshua. I'm not Yeshua. I am like Yeshua, and I am the vine. And my Father, my master, he is the husbandman. Read.
Every branch in me that beareth not fruit, he taketh.
A branch represents, I've done a study on this stuff. A branch represents the woman, and the fruit is the seed, the sons and daughters that come from that branch. Read, start every branch.
Every branch in me that beareth not fruit, he taketh away. And every branch that beareth fruit, he purgeth it, that it may bring forth more fruit.
And guys, listen. So when a branch is not producing fruit, Yah will take it away. That's what he did with my ex-wife. When I was being tested, that test was, Yah says, okay, I can see this branch. Now I'm a branch when it comes to Yeshua, Yeshua, because he's divine. I'm a branch. Like the woman is a branch to me in my house. But when in his house, I'm a branch. And he can see that, okay, hey, I see this branch, but it's not bearing fruit. Let me take away the other branches coming off of this branch. Let me take that off so that it can bear much fruit. So he's taking things away so it can bear much fruit. Now, it can't kill it. It has the ability to kill it. If it doesn't weather and heal itself, it can die. But thank Yah, I was able to live. I was able to be that branch that lived. And now I am more fruitful. I am literally more fruitful now than I was when I was in Christianity. And you have to prune. I know it's hard, but you got to prune. Read.
Now ye are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you.
Keep going.
Abide in me, and I in you, as a branch cannot bear fruit of itself, except it abide in the vine.
So when you guys see me and seeing me being fruitful, and you seen the things that Yah has put me, gave me a community. I started off with 4 or 3, and now boom, we got over 20. I got women. Boom, I got children. I mean, you see him being fruitful because why? Because I'm abided in my Messiah, my master Yeshua. If you look at my go if somebody can get access to my ex-wife or what, I bet you she's not being fruitful. With all the millions of dollars she stole from me, I bet you she's not being fruitful. I bet you everything she touched is being destroyed. The children she got is being destroyed. The money she got is being spent and destroyed. Everything she touches is being destroyed. Everything I touch is being multiplied and increasing. Why? Because I'm abided in my Messiah, in the true vine. And because I'm abided in him, through obedience, keeping the commandments of Yah, I'm able to be fruitful. There's no way that I could be as fruitful as I am if I wasn't abided. And it's solid. It's solid as a rock. Read.
No more can ye, except ye abide in me. I am the vine, ye are the branches. He that abideth in me, and I in him, the same bringeth forth much fruit. For without me ye can do nothing.
I can do nothing. If Pastor Dow's been doing this for over 30 years. He's an old branch, And Pastor, look what he started off with, and look how the ministry, it started for one community. It started with one man, and then it started with his family. Then it started with a church. Then it started with an assembly, really. But then it started growing, and all this stuff started coming. He brought in head covering. Boom. There was pruning going on. Then he brought in polygyny. Oh shit, more pruning. I mean, people didn't think it was going to survive. But it hung in there. And then the other stuff came in. All this, lies and whatever came in. It was pruning. And every single time when something comes in, when Yah does a pruning at Straightway Truth Ministry, it flourishes and continue to become more fruitful. And you will watch. You know why? Because Pastor Dow is abided in the Messiah. That's why you see it grow. Most time, the stuff that's been happening to Straightway Truth Ministry, those ministries should have fall, died, just went away. But not Straightway, not led by Pastor Dow, because Pastor Dow is showing that he has signs that follow. He lays hands on the sick, they get healed, he casts out devils, he keeps the commandments of God. You know he knows him, and you got the fruit to back it up. Go check my ex-wife. She wrote a book. I bet you that book didn't sell as much. She'd be lucky she sold 10. She probably bought the 10. Children. I bet you she's not having any children. She just turned 50 this past month. She's 50 years old. You think she have any more children? How am I able to have more children? I have way more sons of Kabir than she's had. I have 9. I have 2 daughters. One from her and one from my woman. How do you explain that? How am I able to be fruitful? And I could be way past 50. I could be 60, 70, still producing. Why? Because I am a vine in the house of Kabir. And I'm an abiding in Yeshua, Jesus the Christ. That's why. And you got to understand, men, you have value if you know who you are. If you're a man and you're a man of Yah, you have fruit. And I'm glad I didn't fall for the trap in the NFL, cutting my balls off or getting snipped. Hell no, I already knew, maybe because maybe grew up in a Nigerian home or something. I just knew you don't give your balls up. You got people in the NFL when their wife is there, they get the snip. They get the snipping going. I'm so woo-wee. Man, I know you can get it reversed, but I'm glad. I would hate to have come into this truth and now you got to go back to the hospital and get it reversed. Oh, you better believe it, man. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, if I'm 94 years old, if I'm 99, 100, you better believe if I can still get it up, I'm telling you, I am boom, boom, boom. I'm going to get my seed in.
Hallelujah.
Die producing. This like boom. I may be like, just gone like this. And he says, he got one in. Hey, your dad didn't make it, but guess what? I have sons and daughters, but I'll have sons and brothers that will help me to raise that next seed up in the way of the Most High Yah. Your father was a great man. You are his last. You were the last. Boom, he got it in one more time. But, you know, if you see your brother, you see your father, because guess what? Everything your father has taught me, I can now teach you, son or brother. But it's his brother, but he'll be so much older. He should be able to teach him. So he should have some type of wisdom.
His grandbrother.
I'm producing that many children, right?
Grandbrother.
Grandbrother, yeah. You know, so I'm telling you guys, I'm excited. I'm excited. Okay, so we went to the pruning. Now I want to show you
There's
guys.
one more verse on this one. Do you want me to read it?
Read that. Yep.
If a man abide not in me, he is cast forth as a branch and is withered, and men gather them and cast them into the fire, and they are burned.
And that's what happens. You got to do that, guys. It's hard. Now, let me show you an illustration. I want to make this concrete. I'm really big on just trying to give you guys a visual. Now, if you do some gardening, like the book says, build houses, build gardens, right? So let me show you this illustration. Let's show the video illustration. Then I'm going to show the pictures. This is a short video. Look at this. Make it bigger.
Lettuce is usually ready to be harvested 65 to 70 days after planting. You'll know it's ready when the heads are dark green, leafy, and open. There are two ways you can harvest your romaine lettuce once it's ready. First, you can pull off 6 to 8 of the outer leaves and let the inner leaves continue to mature for another week to prolong your harvest.
See, you're pruning to prolong. You're pruning to prolong. And if you notice, the outer ones are light green. The darker ones are on the inside. They're dark. That means they're getting most. But the outside is also taken from there. But by taking the outside, you're actually giving the chance for the new ones to continue to grow and produce more fruit. But play.
You can cut the whole head off at the base with gardening shears. Either way, harvest your lettuce in the morning so the leaves are crisp and fresh. Make sure you rinse the leaves with cool water to remove any dirt. Store your harvested lettuce in the fridge for up to 10 days.
Hey, TJ, you're right. The last seed, then I'm off to the kingdom. Hallelujah. I said, yeah, I got one in. He says, man, well done and good and faithful servant. That's what he's going to say. He says, man, I gave you a few. Man, you went crazy. Dang, you beat Gideon. Gideon had 70. Man, you had 94 sons. And we can only imagine how many daughters you have. But anyway, so now if you guys saw that video, now let me show you a picture, because I was out with my sister. We have Sister Catherine from Kentucky. Sister Catherine's been here with us for a while, and she's doing an amazing job up here. I got to say, she's doing an amazing job. She's making me look good. She's making Kentucky look good. She's just making y'all look good, man. She's glorifying you. Woo-wee. So now, Sister Catherine, don't let me down now. Don't let me down. I'm out here publicly bragging about the good work that you've been doing. She's been taking care of my dad. She's been helping the community. She's a good cook. She's taking care of the children. I mean, she's an asset. I'm gonna tell you, Kentucky have an asset in Sister Catherine. And when she goes back, she's gonna flip that place upside down in a good way. So anyway, but let me show you what Catherine was showing me, because she's done this in Kentucky, right? And so when we were talking, I was like saying, like she was telling us, oh, you got to pull the outer one, just like you saw that video. And this is a bad video, but but you can see that one to the one that has that burn spot. It's just getting old. Go back to slide one. It got burned. You got to pull that out, right? It's the oldest. It was the first one. And you want to kind of take all the outer lettuce leaves off so that the inner one can grow. And so let's go to another slide. You can see right here, all the outer ones, you can see it's kind of dying. And if you don't take it out, what happens is that it's taking nutrients from the new growth to be more fruitful. So by taking that out, at least it puts all the focus on the inner so it can continue to grow out, and you can start harvesting. But it makes it more fruitful if you do the beginning like that. Look at that. See, this is people that just didn't take it out. They held on to it too long. They saved their life to lose their life. Right? So it's not going to be as fruitful when you're holding on to it. You got to take those things out so they can focus on the new growth. And this is what it should look like. After you prune it, it's going to be still looking like a bouquet. It's going to be kind of sticking out. And so I liken it to my son who came back after 5 years. Even though I love my son, nothing's changed. He's my son. He'll always be my son. But unfortunately, he was the first growth. He's the beginning of my strength. And by me putting so much energy and trying to establish that relationship and trying to fix it after all the damage has been done and all the lies he's heard about me and the viper and the poison has been enter his mind, it would be a waste of time for me to focus on him when I can be focused on the new children. I can be focusing on his youngest brother, number 9, and in the mix up, or my son right here, DeAndre. I can focus on them and become more fruitful. But if me as the vine is holding on to my son and hold on to that relationship, I'm taking away from the new growth. And so you got to look at yourself as a vine. Let him go. You prune him. So my son of 20 something years or 19, all the sons, I got to prune them. I got to prune them and focus on the new growth. Guess what? It sucks. 16 years, 20 years, whatever. I get it. It sucks to have those children, and I had dreams and aspiration. I dedicated my eldest son to the Most High Yah to the best of my ability. Maybe I dedicated him to Christianity, didn't even know it, but I was trying to rear him up in the way he should go. I really did. I believed in Proverbs 22:6. I believed in Deuteronomy, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he grows in 20. I believed all that stuff. But for, powers to be and how it all worked itself out, it just wasn't meant to be. Not today. But I cannot hold on to that relationship. I'll give you an example. I reached out to my son. One of the things that my son told me, and I didn't, he did it respectfully, and I say that loosely, I can tell, and I'm trying to keep the communication line open. But I said, what is he says, he told me I walked away from God. That's what he told me. I said, okay. I didn't say, well, what the hell are you talking about? I didn't do that. I said, okay. I'm willing to listen. I'm not going to look down on you because of your youth, like Timothy. I'm not going to look down on you. If you believe I walked from God, all I ask is for this. I want a book. I want a verse. I want a book, chapter, and verse. Just show me back. You can't just say you walked away from God. You need to back it up with the word. Where's the witnesses? That's one witness. Where's another witness? Because I know you didn't witness anything. So you said I walked away from God. Where's the proof? You can't just say you walked away from God and quantify it because you said it. That doesn't make it true. That's just your opinion. That's somebody else's opinion of me. Because if I walked away from God, you can prove it. Because I can show you walked away from the God and I can book it. Verse, I can show you the whole thing. Your mama, I can show she's doing the same thing, but you can't say that about me. You can't make judgment on me. So you don't let anybody judge you just their opinions. Your opinions doesn't move me. No man's opinion moves me. The only thing that moves me is that word. If you come at that word, that's a different story. And if it's true and it sticks, that will move me. And it shouldn't move you as a man.